name is Jill Barnes.
And my name is James Cannon Jr. We are both leaders in TakeAction Minnesota's Justice for All campaign. Justice for All organizes people to change the criminal justice system so that people who have made mistakes can move on productively.
It is with some fear that I am standing up here before you tonight, because before I tell my story, I get to benefit from your assumptions about me. After I tell my story, I'm afraid of how people's view of me changes.
But you're probably not surprised to see someone who looks like me standing up here to talk about criminal justice.
The truth is that both James and I have criminal records. I grew up in an abusive home and married early to escape. I went to nursing school and worked as a nurse for more than 10 years.
My parents have been together for 27 years. My mother is a nurse midwife, and my father is a judge. I went to Breck from kindergarten through high school, and I graduated from the University of Minnesota in 2009.
My entire life was being a mother and a nurse, literally working 80 hours a week and taking care of my kids alone after my marriage fell apart. I became depressed and lonely, and in May of 1998, I began experimenting with methamphetamine. A few months later, I was letting a friend stay with me when she asked if a friend of hers could come and spend the night. The next morning, my children and I awoke to a SWAT team breaking down our front door. My overnight guest had brought a portable meth lab with him. Because it was my house, and I had given permission for the guy to spend the night, and I had admitted to using meth, I was sentenced to 3 years in state prison.
In May of 2009, I was days away from graduating from the University of Minnesota and had just secured a new full-time job. I was on top of the world and decided to do what the majority of college students do to celebrate. By a show of hands, does anyone know what that is?
That's right.
I went to a bar and I drank too much. I got into a fight with a man on the street, and less than 48 hours before I was set to graduate from college, I was in an orange jumpsuit in Hennepin County Jail. 5 months later, I was sentenced to a month at the Hennepin County Workhouse.
While I was in prison, my parental rights were terminated, my nursing license was revoked, my life was destroyed. When I came out of prison, I wanted to get my life back on track. But my efforts to get my life stable fell apart after about a year. I started using again and ended up sleeping on the streets and picking up more charges. Finally, the court sent me to Minnesota to be near my family. I found a job with a small company that didn't care about my criminal background, and only to be laid off because my health care got too expensive for them. I went back to school to St. Catherine University, graduating in May with a degree in social work. And I have passed my state licensing exam. Yet I still face the same exact barriers that I faced when I was released from prison the first time. I cannot find a meaningful, gainful job because no one will hire me or give me a chance to prove that I have changed for the better. Even a job posting for a professional food taster at General Mills requires a background check.
When I finished my time in the workhouse, I believed that finding a new job would be easy because I had a college degree, and I had kept steady employment since I was 13. I knew I had made a bad choice, but I assumed I could move on. I applied for and was rejected from more than 100 jobs. I knew my job search had hit rock bottom when I couldn't make it to the second round of interviews for Taco Bell. After 8 months without work, I found a job helping people who have been affected by the criminal justice system. But in today's economy, I could lose my job tomorrow. And it would still be legal to discriminate against me for jobs and housing.
We don't want you to hear our stories tonight and say, oh, those are sad stories.
No. We want you thinking about what this has to do with you, because neither Jill or I want sympathy. We want change.
With a prison system that has tripled in the last 30 years, and with one in every 4 Americans carrying a criminal record, disproportionately people of color,
But growing numbers of white people too.
we have a criminal justice system that affects all of us.
We also know that all of us are affected by the economy we share. Each of us experiences this economy differently, but the causes are the same. It is in the interest of corporations and CEOs to have groups of desperate workers competing against each other for the scraps of this economy. An economy in which certain people are frozen out and turned into a permanent underclass is an economy that is coming for you next.
That's right.
Our union brothers and sisters know this. Our immigrant brothers and sisters know this.
For years, I have felt alone and helpless. I never thought that I would be able to talk to city council members, state legislators, and leaders of corporations about my situation and what needed to be changed. But working with Take Action Minnesota, that's just what leaders like James and I do.
We are organizing others to change the criminal justice system.
That's right.
And when we do, we gain hope, knowledge, and strength. We are proud to be acting together as members of Take Action Minnesota's Justice for All campaign, and as part of this movement that's here tonight.